Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, October 7th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Jerry Pierce. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And without further ado, let's get into the news. AEW is looking for a new partner for their upcoming video game projects. Apparently, things didn't go so well with Yuke's Fight Forever was good, not great, and could have been much better. Trust me, I know. I have the game. I very much enjoy playing it, but there was a lot of meat left on that bone. So we'll see what happens there. NWA Power will be streaming on Twitter amid changes to the CW app. Well, we'll see what goes down with that. It's kind of a hurt piece right there. The content was taken off of the CW app on September 30th, and the WWE is very, very well aware of the growing criticism of black male representation on premium live events on the main event roster. Now, mind you, this is not an issue in NXT. There has been things said time and again about how Triple H books the main roster male stars, and just to make note, the last time a black single male wrestler won a match on a main roster pay-per-view was September of 2022. Let that sink in. That was Bobby Lashley. WWE is well aware of the criticism that they've received. Triple H was asked about that at the Bad Bud media scrum afterwards, and he gave a very horrible answer. He gave the whole I don't see color, I don't see nationality, and that's not a good answer. The WWE's turn direction to Triple H comment about not seeing color and the lack of black male stars on premium live events has been strange. They've been quiet, and mind you, main roster stars have never made notes of Triple H might be a racist, but there was something with MVP, so we will see how things go moving forward. And we're going to keep the story separate from the AEW TV deal, but Shockwave looks like it will probably be happening on Fox. The talks have been going on, and it's either going to be on Tuesday or Thursdays. AEW, honestly, this will work for them. The deal is very, very nice. We don't know what's been talked about right now, but the time slot looks like it could probably be 9 o'clock, and we don't know if it's going to be a 1 hour or a 2 hour show. And Shockwave was never ever meant to be a part of the WB deal. Konosuke Takeshita is getting a major push, and it's about time. I need this man in the Continental class. He has an upcoming match at Wrestle Dream taking on Will Ospreay and Ricochet in a triple threat match for the International Championship. And if you didn't know, you probably could have figured out Bobby Lashley is all elite. He hasn't got the card yet, but we know he's coming. Shelton Benjamin is in AEW now. MVP is in AEW now. The Hurt Syndicate is coming. The class action lawsuit filed against AEW may be moved to federal court. This comes from the Kevin Kelly and Brandon and Brent Tate lawsuit that has been filed against AEW about payment structure and unlawful firing. The lawsuit was filed in the Court of Common Pleas in Philadelphia against AEW. We shall see how this goes. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. They're gonna lose, not AEW. Swerve Strickland has made his debut in DC Comics. He is seen in issue 153 of Batman, and the only thing that is weird, that is very, very weird, is he's been drawn with the North American Championship. DDP has signed a Legends deal. That is all well and good. More and more Legends coming back to the E. and it's DDP. On the injury side of things, and ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of injury going down. So, an injured AEW star in-ring return status has been revealed. Mark Davis is going to be out. He has been dealing with an injured wrist since Wrestle Dream 2023. He's been progressing well, but wrists are nothing to really mess with. We're literally just waiting for him to come back so we can read from Aussie Open. Adam Cole's return is expected soon after his injury absence. Looks like he is ready to go. We're just waiting for the right time to bring him in. And Killswitch, aka Luchasaurus, has been hospitalized after collapsing. He has double pneumonia. That's not good. His blood oxygen levels were found to be below 80%. He had pneumonia in both lungs. He was just days away suffering from permanent lung damage, so we will see what's going on with him. And a number of AEW talents have allegedly been cleared for returns. That includes Serena Deeb, Riho, and a few others. This is very good news. We'll start seeing people show up. Shotzi is training for her in-ring return. Remember, she tore her ACL last year and underwent surgery for that. She's been out for about 9 months, but she is getting ready to come back. At an AEW taping recently, the one in Pittsburgh, Sammy Guevara suffered an apparent injury. Looks like he has a concussion. And another talent was also injured in that same taping as independent wrestler Kelly Madden was knocked out, and she may have sustained an injury as well. Taz has been written off of TV. He got jumped, but he's gone because he's getting double knee surgery. Ilya Dragunov is out. He'll be out for about 9 months. He has I believe an ACL injury as well. Like, these things just keep on popping, but we'll get more info on that. We thought the injury on AJ Styles this past week on SmackDown was part of storyline, but the fake injury in the match was good. The landing is what actually injured him. Braun Strowman, he has a torn groin. He got injured in his last Monster Standing match, so he will be out. Depending on the grade of the tear. If it's a grade 1, he could be out about 2 weeks. If it's a grade 2, 2 to 3 months. And if it's a grade 3, he could be out for 4 or more months. We have an update on Keith Lee, which is there is no updates. He has not been medically cleared. He is dealing with something. Just keep him in your thoughts and prayers. I miss my guy. And Drew McIntyre got 16 stitches in his head after the Hell in a Cell match. And that was a big injury report, but we'll be right back with the week in review. All right, Monday Night Raw, we had our Bad Blood Go Home show, and I'm only giving this show a thumbs up because of the main event. So we open up with Jey Uso celebrating his Intercontinental Championship win, and then Braun Breaker comes out and gives Jey respect, and looks like Braun is now a face. Finn hasn't arrived yet, but with the rest of the group, but things will be taken care of. The Judgment Day is not worried at all. Xavier Woods defeated Rey Mysterio after possibly accidentally taking off Rey's mask. X sold us as being shocked, but maybe, just maybe, he is ready to get more singles when Sonya Deville and Shayna Baszler lightly bully Lyra Valkyrie backstage. Afterwards, X tells Kofi that it was an accident with Rey, and then Kofi gives X his Intercontinental Championship match title shot against Jey Uso. Karrion Kross was in the background lurking. Zoe Stark defeated Lyra Valkyrie. Katana and Kaden made the save. Alba and Isla later tell them, Katana and Kaden, that they can't jump the line. They're coming for the tag team titles again. Punk and Drew say some things with intensity to hype up their Hell in a Cell match. This was done inside of the Hell in the Cell. Truth is back. He's back. And he and Miz a match against AOP. He actually interrupted the Miz, who was trying to talk to Braun Strowman about that dig he took at Miz. Sami Zayn says he is good enough and knows why Gunther is dodging him. The Judgment Day beat the LWO Finn addresses Priest, saying that he never needed him and that the Judgment Day doesn't need him. Liv says she would prove she's right about Rhea Ripley. Rhea tells Liv that she's not as good as her, and Priest attacks, but that damn numbers game catches up to them. Sheamus challenges Pete Dunne to a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. Damage Control want the tag team titles back. Chad Gable defeated Kofi Kingston after X messed up. He was trying to stop, American Alpha and Gable from getting the upper hand. So as Gable's getting rebounded off the ropes, Kofi's going for the Trouble in Paradise, and X trips Gable, causing Kofi to miss the Trouble in Paradise and get hit with the Chaos Theory German suplex. Ooh, boy. Bronson says he'll be waiting for Seth to come back and put him on the shelf once again. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Gunther attacks Sammy after Sammy says he knows why he's running from him, and that's because Gunther, is still a little boy seeking his father's approval and knows that he will always be a loser in his father's eyes. That's what set Gunther off. AOP beat Awesome Truth after The Miz turned on R-Truth. Whew. That is not good. Braun approaches Gunther. And, gets a good look at that World Heavyweight Championship. And he tells Gunther he'll be seeing him sooner rather than later. And in the main event, Braun Strowman won the last Monster Standing match against Bronson Reed after Seth Rollins returns and gives Bronson Reed a curb stomp on the steps. This match had everything. This really should have been on the pay-per-view. It just should have. This was great. This was absolutely fantastic. And now Braun is out with an injury while Bronson Reed can move into a feud with Seth. I know Seth's going in his feud, but Bronson cannot come out here looking like a chump. Over on Dynamite, we got our quick build to Wrestle Dream going on. This show gets a thumbs up, mainly because of a couple matches on here, segments, but that main event, absolutely. So the BCC will relieve Danielson of his duties and take the championship from him. Will Ospreay versus Ricochet ended in a draw. This match was for the International Championship. The match was then restarted, and Takeshita came out and just ended it. There's that push we were talking about. Mercedes Moné celebrates Dynamite with a highlight package, and it's just her. MVP comes and offers her his card. Hangman Page attacked the Guns backstage. TV times with Chris Jericho goading Mark Briscoe into a Ring of Honor title match just because he says, "You're never as good as Jay. You'll never be as good as Jay. Jay probably could have beat me, but you can." That's what set Mark over the edge. Darby Allin sets up an open challenge for Wrestle Dream. Hangman Page beat Juice Robinson after a little blow and then hitting him with the buckshot lariat. Jay White made his return to save Juice. Hangman versus Jay White? Yeah, give that to me. Jack Perry accepts Shibata's challenge for Wrestle Dream. Bryan Danielson is fighting for AEW. He will take down Moxley by any means necessary. Britt Baker beat Serena Deeb. Remember, this was the 5-year anniversary Dynamite show, and we were in Pittsburgh. Queen Aminata made the save after Deeb kept beating on Britt after the match, and Mariah May is just unimpressed. Christian says he'll be the next world championship because he has that guaranteed title shot. Willow Nightingale and Mariah May get into it backstage. Private Party won a squash match. They then challenged the Bucks for a tag team title match. The Bucks declined, and Jack Perry attacks them, the Private Party, from behind, and Shibata made the save. So Christopher Daniels made a 6-man tag match for Rampage. Personana says, after interrupting MVP, people forget that he used to be a wrestler, and he challenges MVP to a match, and MVP says, "You know what, you have a complaint. You need to send that to my complaint department. Here's the president, Shelton Benjamin." Hurt Syndicate is coming, baby. In the main event, we had a double title match as Bryan Danielson was defending the World Championship, and Okada was defending the Continental Championship, and only the Continental Championship was on the line for the first 20 minutes because that's the rules of the belt. Of course, it was a great match. It ends with Danielson winning after Okada retains his championship. So the BCC afterwards come out to fight and beat up Bryan Danielson after Danielson got hit with a Rainmaker. Yuta made the save from the BCC, and they challenged them to a tag team match. There was no Impact this past week due to the hurricane, so this was a special show of highlights, packages, just showing, getting some things together. This was also a fundraiser show for the hurricane victims. Over on SmackDown, this show also gets a thumbs up. This was a Bad Blood go home show, and it wasn't super great, but that main event is what saved it. So AJ Styles returns, and he wants to rebuild his legacy, and he's interrupted by Carmelo Hayes. Melo says, yo, I am him. You need to know who I am. So he says he can beat AJ. LA Knight comes out and says, listen, if you can beat AJ, I'll consider you for a championship match. Melo won due to that injury we're talking about, this injury stoppage. And then Knight hit Melo with the BFG. I think that's what it's called. Michin amazingly won a dumpster match. This was fun against Chelsea Green. They knew the mission. Bayley says Naomi's got next after she defeats Nia at Bad Blood, and then Bayley goes and chides Nia and Tiffany. Bayley tells Nia, you don't know what it means to really love that championship, to honor that championship, to fight for it, and says the only reason you have that belt is because Tiffany helped you, and mind you, Tiffany's going to cash in on you. And she broke it down to her, and Tiffany was like, I don't need this briefcase to beat Nia. And Nia was like, whoa. And then Nia attacked Bayley. Bayley got the upper hand and leaves Nia and walks out of the ring. And Tiffany's in there with the briefcase, but doesn't cash in. Then Naomi beat Tiffany. This was a good match. Later on, Nia makes Tiffany promise not to cash in on her. Oh, in our main event, the Bloodline defended the WWE Tag Team Championship against the Street Profits and DIY in a ladder match, and this was absolutely fantastic. Once again, why was this match not on the pay-per-view? I just don't get it. A 5-match card that went 3.5 hours. Yeah, but this was a fantastic match. The Street Profits were really going to win the match, and then DIY was really going to win the match. But the Bloodline walks away with the championships. Over Rampage, Private Party and Shibata defeated the Elite. Chris Statlander, she's now a born again Kristen. She's turning the page and will go at it alone, so it sounds like our partnership with Stokely Hathaway is done. Camille comes up to her and wonders if she really is the toughest and the strongest. Harley Cameron gives us a quick update on Saraya. Saraya's just hurt. Jamie here to beat her ass. Camille won a squash match. Anna Jay thanks Will Ospreay for the support and says maybe y'all can see what Ospreay sees. Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie are bounded by respect. Queen Aminata defeated Harley Cameron. Britt Baker made the save after Deeb kept attacking, so it looks like we're going to get this tag match at some point, which will be Britt and Aminata versus Deeb and someone else who's probably teaming up with Deeb. I don't know just yet, but Deeb will have somebody with her, maybe Deonna or Taya. The Acclaimed are going to give MXM a makeover, and in the main event, the Conglomeration defeated Big Bill and Bryan Keith. Over on Collision, this show gets just a fist. It's okay. Darby Allin defeated Johnny TV. His open challenge was later, after the match, answered by Brody King, and Brody King ended up beating his ass and then giving him a powerbomb. Before the Outrunners fought Grizzled Young Veterans, we got an amazing video package with FTR runners working out. This is awesome. I'm so happy about how over the Outrunners are, and then Outrunners go on and beat Grizzled Young Veterans. Britt Baker says she doesn't want anything handed to her, and she's been watching Mariah, and she wants the AEW Women's World Championship. Meanwhile, Willow says she heard what Britt says and needs to get the back of the line because she's got some beef with Mariah. And she was with the rest of the Conglomeration, and the word of the day was diversification and sophistication, because they are the most diverse and sophisticated members of the Conglomeration, and Mark Briscoe is going to beat Jericho's ass. Willow Nightingale ended up defeating Trish Adora. Mariah May tried for a cheap shot, but Willow got the upper hand, pulled her over the barricade, was beating her up, and was about to give her the power bomb onto the steel steps, but Mariah got away after slapping Willow. Later, Christopher Daniels makes a number one contenders match between Willow and Britt for Dynamite, with the winner facing Mariah at Wrestle Dream. I think Britt's probably going to win that match. Wheeler Yuta defeated Beef. Hook makes a challenge for Title Tuesday for whoever attacks his father. Conglomeration ended up beating the Premier Athletes because the Premier Athletes always lose. Stat asks Camille if she really is more than a woman, and he gives her a nice little shoulder nudge. Hologram defeated Nick Wayne, Action Andretti, and Commander in a fantastic fatal 4-way match. Hologram is 13-0. And Luxembourg asks the Beast Muertos, has he joined LFI? And Roddy warns him not to make the wrong decision. Chris Statler, the Wonder Squad, she ended up defeating the same opponent that Camille had fought on Rampage. And Monet and Camille come out, and they show Stat that Camille is more than a woman, and Camille absolutely beats down Chris Statlander. Darby Allin says there was history between him and Brody, and whatever Brody wants, Darby will make him work for it. In the main event, Private Party beat Top Fight in the House of Black to become the number one contenders for the tag team titles at Wrestle Dream. Our matches of the week from Raw: Braun Strowman versus Bronson Reed in that last monster standing match. Absolutely fantastic. From Dynamite, Will Ospreay versus Ricochet for the AEW International Championship. Also from Dynamite, the double title match, Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Okada for the AEW World and the Continental Championship. From Smackdown, Michin versus Chelsea Green in the dumpster match. Also from Smackdown, the triple threat tag team ladder match with the Bloodline defending against DIY and the Street Profits for the WWE Tag Team Championships. From Rampage, Private Party, Katsuyori Shibata versus the Elite, and of course from Bad Blood, the only match that really mattered, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match. But our stars of the week, I'm giving it to the ladies. Raquel Rodriguez and Cora Jade both making their return and making their presence known. Let's see what's next for these two ladies. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look on the screen what we got coming up. Wrestle Dream is this weekend. We got Halloween Havoc coming up. We got a bunch of stuff going down. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. Peace.